Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. I got some journal shares today that will be going into the Etsy shop. This one is called Miriam, and this is approximately 5 by 8, 5 3/4 by 8 1/4. I've been enjoying doing this size again just recently. This one, I guess there's a sort of nod to winter, but it's not specifically, it's an eclectic, it seems to be what I do now. Rather than theme my journals, I'm quite keen on the journal sort of flowing and having sort of colour. I wouldn't say matching the colours, but that's the wrong word. The colours flowing as well. Anyway, this is furnishing fabric over cardstock. On the inside cover there is canvas, as you will see, and there's a bit of canvas down the spine as well, just to add a bit of extra reinforcement. This is quite fray, this fabric will fray, but it's got a double zigzag around the edge, so shouldn't go too far. And I've used seam binding for the ties here in this lovely tealy mix. This is a Mrs. Cog image, just layered up on some fabrics and a bit of lace. So this journal and the other one that I'm going to show you that's a similar size are writing journals, really. There's a lot in them, but most of it is removable, with the idea that you take stuff out and put your own stuff in. So inside the front cover, I have a letter from Belgium. I can't really work out the date. It could be 1911. And obviously the letter inside is in a language, French presumably, that I can't read. 1924. So not 11, that must be the year 1924. So that's inside the front cover. In this pockets is Tim Holtz cardstock, and this is a postcard. There's no stamp on the back, so I haven't got a date for that one, mostly because I can't read it. But again, probably around the same era. This is just a little library card that I've put some fussy cutting decoupage on. On this page I've got seam binding ruffle. It's the same as this. There's a bit of moulding paste and a bit of collage there. This is a floating pocket, and in here it's just some collage. I've been quite enjoying sort of embossed cardstock. I'm sorry, I can't get my words out properly today. These are vintage cigarette cards. This is a vintage sort of letter form. I don't know if that's got a date on it anywhere. It's quite fragile. 1919. That's in there. This journal, I've taken quite a bit of inspiration from Sarah at Crafty Paper Bits, and I've been revisiting my Amity Bloom course, and she uses a lot of dry embossed paper. Looks great, looks good. A little bit of lace on here. This is a glassine bag, and in the back I've got a vintage book page. The article is Women and the Land, and I've included the rest of the article later on in this journal. Push that in at the bottom because it catches on the base of the bag, and this is just a simple tag, botanical tag. So you can see I've gone away from winter a little bit. Bit of collage. This is a hinged pocket on this side. There's a double book page here. On this side I've pinned in a vintage wedding menu card, unused, and then on the other side I think this is from a Ruby and Pearl digital. I don't think it's Sarah's. A little dangle here, seahorse for no reason at all. It's another of those cigarette card tags. I've just put some sari silk on the top of that. This page is stitched. This, I've used one of these Tim Holtz clips just for a change. These do generally tend to mark the paper, but I've used it a few times to try and prevent that happening. So that's just a slightly different look up there. This is a book page, cut down a little bit, and then there's a 1955 receipt and a flashcard, which is Latin, I believe. Back to winter. In this pocket, it's part of a document from 1919. Nice thick paper. And this is just an old diary page. A bit more of that embossed paper up there. This is from a vintage architecture book. This one I've just used, again, I think that's Ruby and Pearl, part of one of their college sheets. And I've put that onto a 1906 postcard. So the backing is genuine, the front not so much. It had a very, either a dull picture or possibly quite a saucy picture on the front there. It's from the Flower Fairy book. In here we've just got vintage computer card and another postcard. This one from 1906. And in here, this is the other part of that article. And a couple of vintage photographs. I like this chap posing on the sand dunes. We've got a little bow up here with a butterfly. And you can see I've left a lot of the tea-dyed papers blank for your own use. Another collage there. This is a sticker. This is some vintage lace, I think. I'm not 100% sure. And I've put a little heart on that one. This pocket is made from a vintage embroidery, French embroidery magazine page. And this is a tag made from a magazine page, a contemporary magazine. And in here I've put, this is a Good Housekeeping magazine page from 1920s. And I wanted a bit of colour, which is why you've just got some pretty scrapbook paper in there just to add the colour. Obviously you could write on that. This is a pocket made from an old postcard, a 1919 receipt in there. This is from 1955. Pop them together because that's quite fragile. And this is a tag made from a magazine image. I chose it because I like the colours. Another botanical tag, just backed onto tea-dyed paper. This was inspired by Sarah's recent tutorial on tags, and I've put together a Beatrix Potter image, a little bit of Tim Holtz scrapbook paper. This is a vintage, no it's not, this is a label that I've cut down. Can't remember whose label that is. In this pocket got another 1900. Show you this. It's really nice. And this is just a little scrappy journal card that I've put together. And on this side, this is Tim Holtz, and this is a vintage playing card. This envelope is vintage, probably from the 1950s. I've just altered it a little bit, and in there is a hand-drawn postcard from early part of the century. The year's not on there, but it would be early 1900s. And this is a genuine cabinet card. I think this is probably Miriam. That's around that page. Sorry, this video's getting a bit long. I used to try and keep them short. In this pocket I have another of those bit more modern paste there. That's Good Housekeeping. This is a birthday card, probably from the 70s. So not very vintage, but I really loved the way the colours matched this. And another library card in there. This is a Tim Holtz cutout. And that's the other bit of that label. This is vintage ledger. This is a part of a birthday card. I had to cut it down, it was too wide. The original was too wide to fit on there, but I wanted something colourful on that page. In here I have got another vintage book page. Cute. That's Her Royal Highness Princess Arthur of Connaught and her son. And a postcard from France, a vintage postcard. And here we are at the back. I have part of a vintage document and a postcard, no stamp, but again probably from the early part of the 1900s. So that's Miriam. I hope you like her. She's quite heavy and quite full, but I really enjoyed making it, and I love this fabric on the cover. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.